I really wish this vlog could start off on a bit of a better note, but it's not going to. I'm very real with you guys on here, and I'm normally quite a happy, bubbly person, but things go wrong in my life. I'm a normal person, and I think it's, nice sometimes to share the not so good sides of my life as well as the amazing things that I do in my life with my job and things. But yeah, I'm going to explain exactly what has happened today. So I arrived in Phoenix last night. Yeah, I think it was about 8:30 I got to the hotel in the end, which was actually delayed. We were waiting around for so long at Heathrow. There were so many problems. A lot of it was to do with traffic and waiting for crew to get in because there was like major accidents on the motorways today. There was a vehicle fire. Everything was going wrong pretty much. So those of us that had arrived at the airport were waiting around for those crew. And when you're waiting around, you become tired and complacent. And this story is a total example of that. And I'm actually embarrassed. We ended up making up time during the flights because of the flight time. So we did only end up being about an hour late. But we'd been on duty for about 14 hours. So it's a long time. So I went on my break. I slept okay. Could have slept better, but I got about 2 hours sleep out of the 3 hours I was on my break. And I woke up very suddenly. I thought I was late for some reason. I don't know what I was dreaming about. I wasn't actually late in the end. I'd set my alarm on my watch, so I knew that hadn't gone off yet, but I just had it in my head that I was late, and I just suddenly woke up and kind of panicked. So I put my stuff on and went downstairs, grabbed my bag and everything. We then did a second meal service, as we always do before we land, and got off the plane. Everything was fine. Got to the hotel. I sat downstairs actually last night with a few of my crew and just chatted for a few hours just to kind of pass the time a little bit before we went to bed, because there's no point going to bed as soon as you get in sometimes, especially if you're not tired, which I wasn't really. I didn't feel tired anyway. I think I was at that point where I was so tired that I was not feeling tired. I was feeling quite wide awake really, and just like an hour or so downstairs would kind of, I guess, kill me off a little bit ready for bed, which it did. Got back to the hotel room and got myself dressed into my pajamas and took my makeup off, went into my bag, and I left my iPad in the bunks on my break. I'm getting upset now because I spent so much money on that iPad, and I think when it's your own money, of course it affects you more. That's the one thing you think about, is all of that money just down the drain. But I saved so hard for that iPad, and that's, I think, what's affecting me. It's so silly, it's just a bloody iPad, honestly, but I don't know where it is currently. I'm so annoyed that because I checked my bag. I put the iPad in my bag, I swear, and it must have like slipped out when I was rushing out of the bunks, which is annoying me even more. The fact that I normally do a quick check before I get off the plane, that I've got everything, and I swear I saw in my bag my iPad, but I just must not have, because it wasn't in there. It can't have been in there. I just feel so crushed. I think, yeah, it's the unknown. It's not knowing where it is. I've contacted every single person that I possibly can, and it's just a waiting game. When you're waiting to find out where it is, that's what's keeping me awake. I've had like 3 hours sleep, I think. I fell asleep when I got in, eventually. And then I woke up about 3 a.m. And I've just been sat here ever since. It's about 5, I think, now. Let's have a look. Yeah, 10 to 5 now. And so far, I'm running on about 5 hours sleep in 24 hours, which is great. I feel so stupid, I really do, but it's like the silly little things that get you upset sometimes. It really does go back to the moral of the story being, in my job, you don't realise how tired you are sometimes until things like this happen. I had it once before where I left a piece of uniform on the flight and my liquids bag before because I was exhausted. And I was so frustrated then, but this just tops it all off. I'll keep you guys posted anyway about the situation, but I kind of feel like talking to you guys about it might make me feel a bit better. Or worse, I don't know. I might watch this back and think, why was I crying so much? Over a stupid iPad. It's just a thing.
So it has been a fair few hours now since I had my little meltdown. I think I definitely needed that just to get the emotion out. And now I feel so much better for it. The only thing is frustration's definitely taking over with myself more than anything, because it's my fault and just the littlest thing could have changed this whole situation. Just me double checking my handbag, which, I mean, I try not to dwell on that, and you can't change it. There's no point in dwelling on it because you cannot change it. But being a Virgo, I am really struggling with this whole situation because I like to be in control, I like to be in the know, and the fact that I don't know where my iPad is and I cannot change the situation, I cannot do anything from where I am right now, is annoying me big time, but it is what it is. And I did have a little update actually between when I last spoke to you and now from the crew who took the plane home to London that we brought over last night. And they did say they did have a look in the bunk area where I slept in and around the area, and they couldn't find my iPad. So the only reasonable answer to this, I guess, is the cleaners found it and they took it off. I'm manifesting this big time that I'm going to get it back. Typical, today's Friday the 13th and all of this is happening as well, which is fantastic. But I have decided that rather than moping around in my hotel room, I am going to do something today, and something quite exciting, which I think you guys will like to see. So I've seen a few videos and pictures from this particular excursion before, but here in Phoenix you can do saltwater tubing. I forgot the name then. Yeah, saltwater tubing. And it's basically you just sit in dinghies and float on like a lazy river kind of thing, but it's all natural. It's not man-made, I don't think, which is a really cool experience. I've heard really good things about it, so I think that's what we're going to do today. But the only thing is, the weather outside is beautiful today from where I am right now and what I can see, but I just know that outside it is horrendous. It is 40 degrees outside, and that's 40 degrees Celsius it's supposed to be today, which is horrendous. Like I said, it's not good. So as much as it's going to be good fun, I mean, being in the water is probably going to cool us down, which will be a massive help. But I've really got to take precautions to protect myself. Lots of sun cream, hat, sunglasses, and I'm going to bring lots of like snacks, water, just to make sure that today doesn't end on a bad note, because weather like that can so easily cause heat stroke, and I've had heat stroke before in Vegas from 40 degree weather way before I was ever vlogging, which wasn't good on the flight home. It was horrendous, and I don't ever want to experience that again. So I've got all my stuff out ready to go. We're going to head out in a few hours, I think, and we're going to go potentially get some like snacks for the day, because it's going to be literally just a few hours of just chilling in this like dinghy donut inflatable. So it's going to be good fun. It's a very different kind of social activity, plus I can really make use of my GoPro. I am a bit petrified of bringing my GoPro, because you know when you lose something and you just think you're going to lose everything else that you own. That's just how I'm feeling right now. So I'm a little bit paranoid that I'm going to bring this and lose this as well, but I think the events of yesterday have scared me enough that I'm going to make sure that I look after everything that I own. So I am about to go do my little excursion. I keep forgetting the name of it. It's tubing, saltwater tubing. So I just put some comfy stuff on that I can just take off and throw in my bag. I've got my Jack Wills bag over there that I'm just going to put a towel and change of underwear and stuff in, but hats on, sun cream's on, I'm ready to go. Let's see what this is all about.
So I have been back from Salt River tubing for approximately 1 hour. We were there for ages. We met up at 10 and we went to the supermarket to get some food and some drinks for the day because it was going to be a long day, but we didn't expect it to be as long as it was, really. And I got back about 6:30, so an 8.5 hour day doing tubing was actually really, really good fun. I'd recommend it if you ever come to Phoenix. It's just such a nice, chilled day. Like, you literally just float around on this lazy river, as you saw. There are parts where you really have to put your back into it and try and escape the rapids. But there's some lovely scenery along the way. Plus, you do sometimes get to see wild horses. And we also got to see some, like, I think they were like deers of some sorts, like that kind of family. We didn't really know exactly what they were. Didn't really have my glasses on, so I couldn't see exactly what they were, but it was just beautiful, beautiful scenery. The weather was lovely. It opens up only in the summer, I think. I think it only opened up a few weeks ago. So yeah, it's best to go in the summer because the water is so cold that it just balances your temperature out between like being in the water and out of the water. You can bring stuff along with you because you can hire a dinghy that has like a bucket inside, so you can just put all your bags in there, rope that to your dinghy, and it just floats around with you. We didn't actually bring a rope, so we just held onto it, but I recommend you bring a rope, something like that, so you can attach that to your dinghy but also attach yourselves to each other, which we also couldn't do. So we just ended up floating off in different directions at some points, getting hit by trees constantly, and your bum would sometimes like scratch the bottom of the surface of the river where it got shallow, and that wasn't fun. But I put so much sun cream on today. I must have reapplied about 4 times and I'm still burnt. The weather was that hot, but it was a really nice chilled day. Met some really nice people along the way. Yeah, because of that, I'm now in bed and I'm pretty exhausted. Running on 3 hours of sleep I knew would be tough. I was going to meet my crew that I spent the day with today for some food and drinks, but I had to say to them, I'm so exhausted. Working on 3 hours of sleep, doing what we did today as well as going out is just not really on my agenda of things to do tonight. So I said to them, look, I'll give it a miss and I'll just chill in my room. I genuinely don't even have the energy to go and get some dinner because I haven't even really had a proper meal today. All I had was some breakfast bars this morning. I then had a chicken Caesar wrap kind of for lunch, so I did have a lunch of some sort. But for dinner, I've literally just been munching on some ready salted Lays. So that's not really a dinner, but I genuinely don't have the physical ability to get out and go and get some food. So I think because of that, I need to give dinner a miss. It is like almost 4 a.m. back home, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna take it easy, go to sleep, which I don't think will take long at all. Yeah, I'm still in the process of trying to contact the airport about my iPad. I'm not getting through to anyone, and I'm trying about 8 different numbers and none of them are responding, which isn't good. So I'm hoping I get a bit more luck face to face on the airport tomorrow, but we will see. Again, I'm trying not to think about it too much because it's out of my control. But yeah, good night guys. I will see you in the morning. My lips look so overly red on the camera, but they did get really badly dry yesterday while we were on the floating river. So I just like plastered on some lip balm, so hopefully that does the trick. But I still have had no response from the airport. I'm not even being funny when I've tried about 6 numbers multiple times and just no one is picking up at all times of the day. But I don't even know whether to try and get to the airport a bit earlier to see if I can retrieve the iPad there. I'm going to head to the supermarket soon, I think, and get my shopping done because there's things that people want me to bring back, so I need to get that. And aside from that, I literally just feel like being lazy because, yeah, I had my day yesterday. It was jam-packed. But, yeah, I don't want to go shopping just for the sake of going shopping. Like, yeah, I'm going to a supermarket, but I'm talking like Bath and Body Works. There's no real need I need to go there. That's the point. So I don't really want to go there to spend money when I don't need to, especially if I need to buy a new bloody iPad anyway. I did have a really good night's sleep, to be fair. I slept for, I think it was about 10 hours in the end, which I knew I was going to do, but it is still early. It's still 6:20, so I was in bed by like 8. I was asleep by 8, I think. Compared to 3 hours of sleep the night before, I think I definitely needed just a full, solid night's sleep. I did wake up once. I think that's because I noticed my YouTube videos weren't playing and I need to have something in the background. And when I notice there's not, it wakes me up. So I just put a video on and I went swiftly back to sleep. I'm about to head down to the store just to get the bits I need and get it done and out the way. And I have to say, I'm heavily contemplating actually going to the airport early to just go and see whether my iPad's there, and just gives me a bit more time to search for it and speak to the people I need to. So I think I actually might do that. And the flight at the moment is a little bit delayed, just like it was for us, that caused the issue in the first place of me losing my iPad and being tired. So I'm just going to try and make the most of the time to go and get my iPad, fingers crossed. Fry's is the place I'm going to, and it was a really good store from what I saw yesterday anyway, so I definitely wanted to come back. Plus, like I said, I needed to get some bits for other people, so here's my stop. You absolutely know one of the reasons I came here was for these, but I wanted to pick up this one because I'm interested to try it. It wouldn't be Vic's thing, but he really liked the blueberry raspberry one, so that's for him. And I'm going to try this one myself. I also just picked up some sushi for my dinner later, and that's a real big sushi pot. Everything that I really love. Extra soy sauce as well. So I'm back from Fry's now, and I thought I'd show you everything that I got from the store. You saw a few bits, but I did pick up a few extra bits because it's what I do. It is what I do. There's no explanation for it. So you would have seen that I got some sushi for my dinner. I love a bit of sushi. For one, it can be a lot healthier than a lot of other food choices there are over here in the US. Plus, I love sushi so much. This is a California combo, and California sushi crunchy rolls are my favorite. And they've got like ones without the crunch, they've got one with like a sriracha mayo, plus they've got one with the crunch, so it's a bit of everything. And I got a few extra soy sauces as well. You did also see that I got some prime. I ended up getting a third one. I got the lemon and lime one. I just feel like because there was so many flavours there, I should make the most of the opportunity to get as many as I possibly can. So I did that. Also a little something for Vic. I got him some Takis meat sticks. I mean, he's tried so many different jerkies out there, and I like to bring him some different things every now and again, and this is definitely something a bit different. It's the hot ones, which in fact it's hot chili pepper and lime flavoured. So I think he liked the crisp version of those. So that's quite a nice thing for him to try. The only thing is it was expensive for 6 meat sticks. It was like $3 something, so it was a bit pricey, but it's a little treat. I also got some canned cheese. I mean, this is something we all saw on like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, them just coming back from school, going into their fridge, getting out the canned cheese and putting it all over whatever and eating it. And it's just one of those things that makes me think of Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. So I wanted to buy it to try it, obviously. I got myself a Pepsi to go with my sushi. Pepsi over Coke every single day. I got Amy, my sister, some ranch dressing. She wanted to try some, and I saw that one yesterday when I went to the store, and it was a really good price, so I picked that one up. There's my extra soy sauce. I got some Sour Patch Kids because I do love Sour Patch Kids, and it's not something you see very often back home. You used to, but not so much anymore. Also, to spice up my water on the plane a little bit. I am getting better with drinking water while I'm at work, but I found this, I guess it's like squash over here. It's a strawberry and kiwi flavoured, and they're supposed to be really nice, really like a real strong flavour to where you don't need that much at all. So I thought I would try that one, and it might encourage me to drink a bit more water than I currently do. And that was pretty much everything. It was quite a big shop really for me. Normally I do get some random bits, but they're normally like a small collection of random bits, whereas that's quite a big collection. So I'm going to stuff that into my case, and I think I'm going to try and make my way over to the airport. At the moment, the plane that I'm taking home tonight still hasn't left London. Let me check it quickly just to see if there's any update. Oh, okay, it has vacated stand. Where are we? Okay.
All right, it's about to leave, I believe. So that makes me think positively about the flight later, that it might be delayed, but we're definitely, hopefully, going home. I mean, you never know what can happen on these flights, but I think I am still going to go over to the airport and just speak to someone, not in a rushed manner like I would do if I was going to do it later. So I'm going to get myself over there now and just see what I can do about this bloody iPad that has caused me so much stress on this trip. This has been the most stressful trip in a very long time. So I have just come back from Phoenix Airport. I did end up going because I thought to myself, if I don't go, I will be annoyed at myself for not going and ruling out every single last resort possible to try and get my iPad back. And I did end up spending like $30 on an Uber to do so. But like I said, if I didn't go, I'd be annoyed. So I went there and I spoke to about 6 different people in the end, like all different desks, information desks. I even ended up going to American Airlines baggage, which has nothing to do with my airline, but one of the information desks said sometimes that the airline that I fly for works with American Airlines with baggage and lost and found, things like that. So it's worth a try. So I went to them, and to be fair, they were most helpful. And they tried to call as many people as they could and didn't find anything, and neither did anyone else. So I kind of knew that was going to be the outcome, but if I didn't try, I would never have known. The very, very, very last resort I had was to do a lost and found form for Phoenix Airport. So if they happen to find it after I leave, they can get in contact with me and I guess try and get it back to me somehow. But the very, 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 very last resort tonight is when I get picked up later. We'll go to the airport and speak to actual staff that work for my airline. They did say, one of the desks, that I could wait around until like 3 p.m. for them to turn up. But I said, look, it's 11 a.m. right now. I'm not doing that. I need to get back and kind of rest before my flight because I'm working a night flight home. And as soon as the staff for my airline come in, then they're busy non-stop. They'll be focusing on check-ins. So there's no point really wasting my time. I may as well just head back. So I have. And we'll see what they say later, and it's going to be the case of I'll update you when I get home to see what happens. And at this point, I really don't have much hope. I really, really don't. So my day has been made a whole lot better purely for the fact that I have just managed to get the Eurovision live stream on my TV right now. I thought I'd have a quick look, see what I can get. And you can get Netflix and YouTube, and I've managed to live stream this off YouTube. So I'm literally going to be watching that for the next however long it's on. It's on for a long time. I think it's normally like 4-5 hours normally. It goes well into the early hours of the night. But because of the delay, I think that's going to mean that I'm going to be able to watch all of it, which is fabulous. And I was really worried that when I landed that I was going to get loads of spoilers about who the winner was. So I'm glad I'm actually going to be able to see it for myself. So I've got my snacks. I've got my ready salted Lay's, which I still have left over, and I'm gonna eat I think half of my sushi because I had a lot of sushi in that box and I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat it all in one go, so that would be quite a nice snack to have while I watch this. So yeah, we've got 13 minutes to go until it begins, and I am calling bets for Ukraine to win purely because of everything that's going on. I know that shouldn't be the case, but I think it will be the case. But I'll let you know once it's finished what I thought about it. Or before I do go and watch it, I will just say that I'm one of those that just watches the final. I don't bother watching any of the semi-finals. I like to go into the final, not really hearing any of the songs. I mean, I've heard bits and bobs of different songs. Like I've heard Sam Ryder's song, the UK's submission, but pretty much all of the others I've heard bits and bobs, but not all of them. So I like to go in with a fresh mind, and then I can kind of make my decision while I'm watching it who I like best. Oh my god, guys, oh my god, 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 oh my god. I'm like all sorts of emotions going through me right now. So we basically had a letter, one of my supervisors did on the flight with me, one of my other crew, and there was a number on it for someone, and I thought, do you know what? I will give them a call just to see, as a last resort, if they have my iPad, because they are specifically a station supervisor for the airport, and they have my iPad. The relief, honestly, I'm such an idiot, but to know they have it, and I said to him, I was like, oh, you're a star. I'm speechless. I am speechless. Okay, right. Breathe. Let's carry on watching Eurovision. That probably wasn't the best idea to run around like that because I've just consumed a hell of a lot of sushi. Now I kind of feel sick. Sick with excitement, but sick with sushi as well. So I have just finished watching all the artists and I do have my list of top 10. I can't work out if they're in order, but these are like the top 10 songs that I did like. And like the first, I'd say 4 are definitely in my top 4. So 10 is Finland, 9 is UK, gotta represent. 8 is Spain. 7 Ukraine. Ukraine was actually quite good. 6 France, 5 Norway, 4 Estonia, 3 Germany, 2 Australia and 1 Czech Republic. So they're my top 10. And it's one of those where you think, yeah, they're definitely going to get points, and then we actually go to the point system and they don't. It's very odd. So yeah, they're my top 10. But I have to say, overall this year, it was quite dull. I don't know if you guys who watched Eurovision feel the same, but normally they're very wacky songs. Every song is so different, but they were very monotone, very basic songs that you've kind of heard very similar versions elsewhere. But yeah, I think they're definitely my top 10. In fact, in my opinion, the best part of the whole competition so far is Måneskin. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard me ramble on about them last year, but they were the winners of Eurovision for Italy last year, and I absolutely loved them. Damiano's still as good looking as he was last year, but I've just heard their new song, Supermodel, very, very good, and they've just done another song as well, which was really good, a bit more of a slower song, so that was very enjoyable. But I'm going to watch the rest of the show, go to the point system, and then I'll let you know what I thought of the winner. So I've just finished watching the final, and I really hope a lot of you that watch it would have watched it by now. I'm sure you will. But we came second. What? Like, I liked the song. It's a very poppy song, and he's a great singer, really, really great guy. Seems very down to earth. But second? What? Like, I'm very happy. But of course, we know who came first. I mean, they had to. And I called it even before Eurovision even started the final. And before it even started full stop, I knew that Ukraine was going to win. But yeah, I think we did so well. Compared to last year anyway, nil point. What was that all about? I don't think even the song was that bad last year compared to this year, really. But yeah, it kind of goes to show that the competition is a very political thing. Of course it is, but Ukraine, I guess, probably deserved the title. They needed that uplift in life, really, with everything that's going on at the moment. That's still going on. It's nuts how long it's been going on for. I'm pretty sure that half of the artists that I really like were near the bottom. I don't think Germany got many points, and I really liked Germany's song. Let me have a look at my list again. I forgot. Yeah, Czech Republic didn't do well at all. I really liked their song. Estonia didn't do too well either. France didn't do good. Spain did. We did. Ukraine did, obviously. Finland, I don't think, did either. Like, it's always the way. Always the songs that I like are never really that high on the list, which surprises me. And it interests me as well as to why all the juries kind of vote very similarly. I don't know. Now, is it rigged? Probably is. Just interests me. But let me know if you watched Eurovision. Did your favourites win? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm a massive Eurovision fan, and I do like to talk about this with people, so I'd be very interested to see what you guys have to say. So I got home really late last night. There was full-on delays. It was an absolute nightmare. Had to change my bus times to get home. Had to fork out more money for that. But that's another story. The one main thing you guys want to know is, did I get my iPad back for sure? And I did. My iPad is finally back in my possession. Didn't really think it was going to happen. I thought, oh, maybe they They found an iPad, but are they going to make an active effort to get it to me? But they had it in a really easy spot that they knew I was going to go to when I got to the airport. So my iPad is back, and I will never, ever, ever let this out of my sight again.